How much you know about the Makassarese and Torajanese languages? Makassar and the Torajanese language is the two language from the same province, the South Sulawesi. So in this video, we will bring you to the harmony of the diversity of the language in the South Sulawesi according to the Makassar and Torajanese language.
But before that, let me introduce our group member. That is myself, ANDI ININNAWA, FAUDZI ANSANI, ANDI AVRILLIA ZAYYANA, LISTRA AMBALEMBANG, and the last one is ALYA ARMADHA.
First of all, what we know about compare and contrast essay? Let me explain to you about this type of essay. The purpose of compare and contrast essay is to show how people, things, place, event, etc. are similar or different. Comparison are used to note the similarity between items, and contrast is used to note the differences between items. A compare and contrast essay can be used to prove a point, to show superiority of one item over another, or to show changes over time between two items or situations.
So why we choosing Makassarese and Torajanese language to be our topic in our compare and contrast essay? It is because Makassarese and Torajanese language have a very unique characteristic and have same similarity, like same place, same cultural effect that make this language still uses until now. But although they have some similarity, but they have a lot of more differences in the linguistic part. So we can explain this in the compare and contrast essay, Makassarese and Torajanese language.
So how we make this essay? We have several steps that we use it to make this essay. Step 1, we choosing our main topic for this compare and contrast essay, Makassarese language and Torajanese language. Step 2, we done some research from Google and some interview session with residents who live in both locations, Makassar and Toraja. We done some offline interviewing and online interviewing to gaining our information for this essay. Step 3, we made an outline of the result of our interview by listing the significant things that difference the two languages. Final step, we make an essay based from outline and hear the result and explaining about compare and contrast essay Makassar and Torajanese language.
Makassarese and Torajanese languages. Languages are the essence of a cultural diversity, enabling communication and preserving unique identities within communities. The Makassar and Toraja languages, spoken by the Makassar and Toraja communities in South Sulawesi, Indonesia, exhibit intergoing differences and intergoing similarities. While the Makassar language is used by the Makassar people, and the Toraja language is specific to the Toraja community in the Tanah Toraja. This language offers a fascinating exploration of linguistic diversity within Indonesia. We can see the differences between Makassar's and Torajanese language by exploring their vocabulary, grammar, and dialect variation. We can gain insight into the distinct linguistic characteristics of each language.
The vocabulary of a language reflects the historical and cultural influences on its speakers. Both Makassarese and Torajanese belong to the Austronesian language family, but they have developed unique vocabulary over time. Makassarese vocabulary showcases influences from Arabic, Sanskrit, Dutch, and Portuguese, reflecting historical trade and colonial instructions. This diverse vocabulary allows Makassarese speakers to express a wide range of concepts and ideas. In contrast, Torajanese vocabulary is shaped by the indigenous cultural practice, ritual, and customs of the Toraja ethnic group. Setting it apart from Makassarese, the usage of language can differ between Makassar and Toraja, depending on the local context and culture. Toraja tends to use longer and more complex sentences, especially in the context of traditional customs or ritual. On the other hand, Makassar is characterized by shorter and more concise sentences that get straight to the point, often employing short but meaningful words.
Style how grammar encompasses the rules and structure that govern how words are formed and combined into language. For example, Makassarese grammar employs an agglutinative structure, and this also applies to the Torajanese language. They use agglutinative too, but has different affix rules from Makassar language.
The list represents various of language within specific regions or communities, but Makassarese and Torajanese compares dialect difference contributing to the language diversity of each language. Makassar and Toraja have different dialects in various regions. Makassar has dialects such as North Makassar Mamuju, East Makassar Kendari, South Makassar Bulukumbar, West Makassar Mamuju Tengah, and Central Makassar Sopeng. Similarly, the Toraja language has different dialects in different areas of Tanah Toraja, such as Toraja Sakdan, Toraja Mamasa, and Toraja Sangala. These dialects may feature distinct vocabulary, pronunciation, peculiarities, and slight grammatical difference, reflecting the unique language characteristic of each region.
In conclusion, the Makassarese and Torajanese language play significant role in Indonesian linguistic and cultural diversity. While both languages belong to the Austronesian language family, they differ in vocabulary, grammar, and dialect variation. Makassarese vocabulary reflects historical trade and colonial influences, while Torajanese vocabulary emphasizes indigenous cultural practice. Grammatically, Makassarese utilizes an agglutinative structure with an SVO word order, whereas Torajanese employs a similar structure with different affix and SVO word order. Furthermore, both languages showcase dialect differences, which add richness and diversity to their linguistic landscape. These dialects reflect regional influences and distinct communities that have spread the development of each language. By appreciating and understanding these differences, we gain a deeper appreciation for the cultural heritage and linguistic diversity present within Indonesia. Language serves as a bridge to connect people, save traditional and pastoral.
Okay, so there is explanation of Makassarese and Torajanese language about compare and contrast essay about two language or video, and thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.